What is up, guys? Norse Digital Assets coming at you with another video. We're going to cover Bitcoin real quick and what I'm seeing price action in the macro with Bitcoin. I see there's some worry out there and people talking about being bearish. I'm going to cover why that's absolutely not the case. Number one, the most important thing to point out here is this is using the 20 EMA, the green line, and the 55 EMA, the red line. These two lines together make up the EMA ribbon. Typically in the history, this chart here is only going back so far, but I have the other charts that go back to the beginning of Bitcoin. But what I will say is the EMA ribbon, when the EMA ribbon flips, which is the 20 coming over the 55, that is one of the strongest signals we've ever seen in all of crypto that basically shows a bull run, the beginning of a bull run. And what I want to point out here is when you zoom in here, you currently right now, you are still here at about $28,000. Well, you're at $28,000 right now. So at this mark right here, you are floating well above the EMAs right now. Okay, what does that mean? Well, these EMAs, once you break through and you're holding above, which you have been for weeks and weeks and weeks now, what it's going to do, it's going to continue to drag the 20 EMA up, the green line. It's going to continue to drag that up towards a cross. You are floating up here, so it's going to be dragging it up at a good pace. But what's going to happen is it typically you're going to come back and test these as support and get the bounce. You might test them as they're touching or crossing and get the bounce as support. That's typically what's going to happen, but right now there's not really any cause for concern because the 20 EMA is all the way down here. The 20 EMA is down here at 24,674. So even if you were to correct down to there now or a little lower, it's still healthy, as in low, higher low, and you'd have a higher low. So there's really no way to be bearish right now. You can't be bearish right now. We are bullish, and we have been this whole time, and basically we just have to wait for more price action, but a pullback here is very normal. You also have to look at the bottom of what I've been calling wave 2 when you're saying 1, 2, 3, along 4. This is not a bear market. This was a corrective phase of the bull market. That's 4. And then a 5 that is going to pass 69,000 and head towards 100,000. You have to look at what we're calling wave 2, where you have a inverse head and shoulders type pattern, but basically you come down here, you dip, and you have a V-shaped recovery. You come back up, you back test, and then you're gone, okay? Sort of the same thing here. Dip, correction, V-shaped recovery, find support on the EMAs, break the EMAs, back test them, and go. Same thing here. You're coming out of the V-shaped recovery, break the EMAs, back test them as they cross here, which they are, have a little pump, and you're gone. Okay, it's the exact same pattern. Not only that, on the RSI, we are in the same exact spot. You come up, you get rejected here at the top of the purple band here. What happens after that? You come back down, you find support on the EMAs, and you're gone, okay? Come back down, find support on the EMAs, and you start that next impulsive move, okay? Additionally, when you look at the stock RSI on the weekly chart here, we've been looking at the weekly chart this whole time. Additionally, when you look at it, almost always, when you get an M double top pattern, there's usually some sort of correction, regardless. I mean, we could go back on this thing a long ways. You either get this flat top looking pattern or you get an M shape. And after that, you are going to see a correction, okay? You just had that. It's already programmed in. It's not really a shock or a surprise. I also was talking about April 19th, and I'm not huge into this horoscope stuff, but when you look at the data with the moons and the eclipses, I was going to be very cautious on April 19th because it just keeps happening over and over and over again. And do you want to look back and say, oh, that's stupid, that's not true? Or do you want to look back and say, oh, it happened again? And that's why I was posting about April 19th. But overall, guys, when we go to my main drawing, we are looking at surprising a lot of people. It wasn't that long ago, just back in November, that you were crazy. I was posting this same thing in November, and that's when you were crazy and you were a permabull. You were crazy. There weren't many people posting like this, but I still was pushing this out there, and we'll catch a lot of people off surprise when this does play out. And a lot of the times, in the long term, when you really zoom out, a lot of the times I am right and it will happen. And this is the most likely scenario right now, and there's no reason to be bearish right now unless we are to break down below the weekly EMAs, the lines I was showing you there. As long as we're holding those, and then we find some support, we are likely everything. There's nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. Click like, follow me for more. And I'm going to keep putting out stuff on YouTube and putting videos out. Thank you. Thank you to everybody following. See ya.